This is a program which is going to convert the total number of days into years, months, and remaining days. Let us say I enter the number of days as 400. So, what it's going to do, it's going to tell me it is 1 year, 1 month, and 5 days. In order to solve this particular problem, I am assuming that the number of days in a month is always 30. So, I have declared the requisite header files. I have declared the variable number of days, years, months, and days. I am asking the user enter the total number of days and I'm pressing a end line. User enters the number of days. Once user enters the number of days, it's really simple. The way I do is I say years is assign the value number of days divided by 365. So suppose days is 400. 400 divided by 365 will give me quotient as 1. So the number of years is 1. Now I need to get rid of the number of years. So what do I do is I take number of days and do a mod. This is not division, mod with 365. So when I take 400 mod 365, the remainder is 35. So now months is going to be equal to number of days divided by 30. So in this case 35 divided by 30, the quotient is going to be 1. So month is going to be 1. Let me make it months because I have written months on top. This also should be months. Then let me try to find out the remaining days. The remaining days is easy. So if I have to find the remaining days, I will say number of days, and if I do a mod with 30, that is going to give me the remaining days. So suppose the remaining days were total number of days left after calculating the year were 35. 35 divided by 30 was 1. The quotient was 1. This is integer division, not fractional division. So I am ignoring the division after whatever is the fractional part after the division. Then what I am doing is days is number of days. 5 divided by 30. The remainder is 5 because 5 cannot be divided by 30. This percentage stands for the modulus operator. Just be aware of that particular aspect. So once I get this, what I am going to do here is I am going to say cout years is, okay. I'm keeping it short so that I focus on the explanation rather than the typing. Okay, years is this much. Then I'm going to say cout these many months. Okay, months is, okay, months and end line. Then followed by what? Cout days. The remaining days are going to see so many days. So we'll only know once we compile this program that things are okay. Till that time you can never be sure because we could have made some logical or syntax errors. So what I'm going to do here is first press F2 and save it. Always when you type the program, be sure you press the F2 button so that the program gets saved, because in your lab power could suddenly go off and you could lose all the activity you have done. So here there's one error. Let's see what is that error. So instead of typing number of days, I have typed non. So I take this out and now everything should be okay because the name of this variable is the same everywhere. Now let me press Ctrl F9 and run this program. So let me enter my favorite value 400 days. It should be 1 year, 1 month and 5 days. So it is 1 year, 1 month and 5 days. So now what I'm going to do is let me press Ctrl and F9 again. Let me run it for some other value. Let me say I enter 1000 days. 1000 days should be approximately 2 years something. So here it is 2 years, 9 months and 0 days, because 365 into 2 is what? 365 into 2 is what? 300 into 2 is 600. 65 into 30 is 130. So that should be equal to 730. Yeah, that should be 730. Remaining is what? 270. 270 is divisible by 30 because 30 into 9 is 270. So that's why it's showing 2 years and 9 months and 0 days. Just to be sure everything works fine. No harm in testing it. Let's test it for 99 days. Now it should give us 29 days as the remaining. So here it is. It's saying 2 years, 8 months and 29 days. So be sure to test your program for extreme values, because program will generally fail when you're testing it for the extreme values. It will work for the normal values, but as a good practice, test it for the extreme values, and that's how you'll know whether your program is right or wrong.